I gotta get my Stampin' Lips. What should I wear today? So many questions. I hope that you guys are doing well. I just got back from my trip to the home office, which was fabulous. I am required to tell you that hardly anybody earns this because you really got to work your butt off to get there. So that is my disclaimer. But I was at the home office last week with my husband in celebration of my $2 million achievement, which was really wonderful. We had such a good time, and it was just so wonderful to get away from everything here. And it was really awesome. We did all kinds of really fun things. We went to the home office, and what I just loved about that was the each one of us, and there were 20 achievers who've achieved some time in the last year or two, kind of depending on the schedule, because you have like a window that you can attend. Anyway, and so there's 20 of us, and as we were woke up, welcome to the home office, you know, all the staff is there cheering, which is just so awesome. And we each were given our own bouquet of flowers, and every single one of them was different, and they were so perfect. And I just loved the details that Stampin' Up, like the details that they used to recognize us. It really was amazing. So I had such a great time. And like I said, it was just so wonderful to get away and not think about reality. So that was really nice. And we also had we had some dinners. We had 2 whole days at the home office, which was really cool. And then they had a lot of opportunities for us to mix and mingle with different departments at the home office, which was really cool. I have seen the new catalog, but I did have to sign my life away in non-disclosure statements, so I can't tell you anything about it, but it will be we will be able to share more details very soon. So that is exciting. And there is going to be a color refresh. That information has been out now for a little while. So there will be some colors retiring. So everybody, just prepare yourselves for that fact. So you just know that out with the old, in comes the new. So there you go. It just know that it is done to keep our colors fresh and on trend. And sometimes you have to say goodbye to colors you don't want to say goodbye to. So I'm just saying. I know y'all are asking me. I can't tell you. This is like live to the internet, you guys. Like, I can't tell you. But I will say, by and large, I really agreed with everything. So that's all that I will say. I also got to see some of the new sets. I'm very excited. There's what was actually probably my favorite part of the whole trip was we met with some of the design team, like the people who actually work to create the products, which is really cool. So I really loved that part because they literally showed you from the concept of the theme all the way to the product they created. So it was really cool to see that. And there's a really cool, actually a couple of really cool suites. Well, I should say a couple. They showed us 3 suites, and it was really neat to see the whole process by which they were designed. And I hope they showed us little videos, and I really hope they'll release those videos at some point. was pretty cool. And let's see what else. You guys are asking me all kinds of questions and I cannot answer. So there you go. Did we get to stamp with Sarah and Shelly? Yes, we did, which was really wonderful. That was actually, they had the catalogs. They only had 3 copies of the catalogs. And it was pretty funny because before we left, they very specifically picked up those 3 catalogs, so somebody didn't accidentally bring one with them, which I thought was kind of funny. But it was really neat to see the actual product designers and like learn how they go about the process of like coming up with the ideas to take like the idea or the theme and bring it into an entire suite of products, from paper and embellishments and stamps and dies and the whole works. So that part really, I love to see that, because it's sometimes I always wonder, like, how do they come up with this stuff? So it really was nice to be able to see how that process unfolds. And it's also really interesting. They are working on, gosh, what did they say? I think the 2025 catalog. So they're well in advance of everything. So it's really fun to see how all of that works. Did they, okay, so here's a question I will answer. Did they mention anything about the fact that stuff seems to be out of stock before the items are available to the public? So, well, it might seem like that. That's not actually what's happening. So, we have these online exclusives, which are this is like a new way of marketing and bringing products to us. And so here's what happened. We had several things that sold out like in the first week or 2 that, okay, you guys don't ask me any more questions about the catalog because I can't tell you. But they brought these new products out, and they had no idea how they would sell. And one of the things you have to understand is that when Stampin' Up! Has a product or a suite or whatever, they have to anticipate ordering in making sure they have the right amount. They don't know how much people will order. And so a lot of times people say, well, why don't they just have one of everything? Well, that's because if you wanted there to be one of everything for every demonstrator or every customer, you would probably pay triple the amount, because Stampin' Up! Would have so much overstock, they wouldn't have even room to hold all of the products. So that is not a fiscally responsible choice, which I appreciate that my company makes fiscally responsible choices, so that our products can be priced reasonably so that we can all afford them. Because when you don't buy them, they end up on the clearance rack at a huge discount, which is not good for Stampin' Up! It's not good for the demonstrators. It's not good for anybody except the customers, except that eats into what Stampin' Up! Can do because they need the money to continue the whole process. So anyway, I didn't mean to go in quite this much detail about this promotion, but the good news is that a promotion that would likely have been a month-long promotion, typically the month after Celebration, we would have like a out of publication promotion. For instance, the fitting florets was that. And then they had the, I'm trying to think of another one that we've had. Eden's Garden was another one we've had out of publication, and then it showed up in a future publication. So here's the thing, the online exclusives aren't for such a narrow window of time. So that's really awesome, because that means that inventory will come back, whereas before they couldn't, because it was such a short period of time. So the good news is many of these items are coming back. So if you're upset about anything, you don't have to be, because it's coming back. Relax, it'll be okay. So the Irresistible Blooms, the DSP, and the little embellishments, they're all coming back. The other thing is we have all these other now those three things, by the way, are what demonstrators could pre-order, which means that we've had them for a month, we've been showing you samples, and then when it was time for customers to order, they might have sold out, or they did sell out actually. They're coming back, so they will be reordered. And the way you know that is it says currently unavailable in the online store. That means it's coming back eventually. I think April 17th is the date slated, but don't quote me on that. I was just looking actually a little bit ago, but I think that was the date for those items. Now, the other thing to remember is that if you want to make sure you get it, become a demonstrator. You can get a discount on all the products. You get to pre-order things. You get all the benefits of being on my fabulous team. It's really a no-brainer. I'm just saying. Now, I know someone said, well, why don't they let everybody get a chance to get the items if they want them? They do. It's called the demonstrator pre-order. After that, it's open to everybody. And here's an example. I run my classes, and when I order for my classes, I don't want to have to wait to know whether or not I have products available. You know what I mean? So like if I had to wait till customers could order it, well, never mind. We're going down a rabbit hole and I don't think that's helpful. All I'm going to say is that Stampin' Up! Is doing this to help their business and to help my business as a demonstrator and to bring new products to everyone who's a customer. So it's all wonderful. So I know you're saying a snafu of the product of the Clover Punch, and I would argue that's a really tricky one because a clover is kind of a niche thing. Like not everybody really celebrates St. Patrick's Day. It's a kind of a narrow window, and you know, who knew it was going to sell so well, you know? So yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. They really do a lot of things to help determine their inventory levels. But you guys, we carry thousands of items. And so when one or two go out, keep in mind there's thousands of ones that are not. So just be aware of that. And Stampin' Up! Does a really, really, really good job. I actually marvel at what amazing things they do. They've done incredibly well. So I'm actually really impressed. You guys are asking if I can show my you're asking if you can show my glass blowing. So we don't have it yet. They as soon as we were done actually making our project, they put it like in a kiln and to allow it to cool slowly enough so that it wouldn't shatter. And then they're going to mail it to us. So hopefully I'll have it. I don't actually know how long it will be. I would say in a week or so, but of course I will show you. I'm really excited. I chose we had like maybe 5 or 6 color selections, and I picked one called it was called Seafoam, but really it looked like Coastal Cabana. It had like blue and Coastal Cabana kind of mixed in it. And so I'm really excited to see what it looks like. And the other cool thing about that is, so we could choose from a cooking class, shopping, or glass blowing. And I chose glass blowing because I thought my husband would like that of the 3 the best. And of course, that's what I was interested in as well. And I think actually we discussed how I'm so sick of cooking. That was like in an earlier live last week, I think, maybe, I don't know. But it was super fun to do that. And the guy that was like showing us how to do everything was really funny. He was a lot of fun. And this is also really cool. I have a gift certificate to go glass blowing at a place here. It's really fun. It's really fun to do. We made Christmas ornaments a few weeks ago. And did I say a few weeks ago? A couple of years ago. And I'm really excited to go back. In fact, this is interesting. So 3 years ago, literally almost exactly, we were supposed to go on a cruise, which got canceled because of the COVID. And then as everything was shutting down, we had a thing for we had a thing to, or we had like, I was going to take my kids to go to our local glass blowing place because our trip got canceled. And that day when we got there, they told us that it was, well, the governor was like closing all the non-essential businesses. So we couldn't glass blow. And so we still have, well, we're going back. That's the point of my story. And so anyway, I think we've got the fever to do it again. So I think it'll be really fun. All right. Let's see. Did I spit? It would cause bubbles. Did, like in the glass blowing? No, I don't think so. Let's see. So hippie Kansas girl, it's I'm going to call out your comment just a little. So she said it's frustrating as a demonstrator to not know what's coming. We're going to find out next week. So it's not like I got some giant head start on everybody. Nope. Not at all. Stampin' Up! Does give us time ahead to pre-order, and that is a huge perk of being a demonstrator. So you will know what's happening. I got this as a perk because we are the home office. I got to see things like 10 days ahead. So I didn't get some gigantic insight. They didn't give us a catalog. We got to look at it for like a half an hour. I didn't get to take any of that stuff home. We didn't get to take pictures of it or make notes from it or anything like that. So don't think that I have some giant advantage over all the other demonstrators. I really don't. Just so we're crystal clear. Okay. So anyway, we did have a lovely time. And this is pretty awesome. So on our way home, Stampin' Up! Got us, what do you call that? Economy Plus tickets, where you have a little bit of extra leg room. So that was kind of a fun perk. And on our way home, so we had originally had seats designated to us when I got my, reservation. And then when I went to check in, like we didn't have seats, and I thought, well, that's weird. And of course, the only seats left were like 2 middle seats in the very back of the plane. So I was disappointed about that. So when we checked in, I said, well, hey, we were supposed to have these seats. We didn't get them. What's the deal? And the guy was like, oh, well, I can refund you. And I said, well, I don't really care for a refund because I didn't get, I didn't pay for the tickets. It was part of this trip that I earned. And so the guy walks away and I'm thinking, oh, we're going to have to sit, apart from each other. And, I was kind of bummed about that for our like 3-hour flight. And then he came back and he said, well, there's 2 open seats in first class, but they're not together. Would you like those? And we were like, yeah, we'll take those. And so we got to fly first class on the way home. And then, of course, we switched with somebody and they, so we could sit together, which was really nice. And so I appreciate that. And by the way, I don't think I'm defending myself you guys are really sweet to say that. And I'm not arguing about it, but I just want you guys to understand what this was. It wasn't like we had years in advance notice of this catalog at all. Just just being out there. And you know, thank you for saying I earned it, but again, that this is just where we're at. So it's just me explaining how it works. I think one thing I want everybody to understand is Stampin' Up! Does not give people, I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat. We don't have like some magical insight or some fancy extra knowledge of anything, but I mean, we're all really in the same boat. And as a leader, whenever I get information ahead of time, it's usually like the day ahead, not like weeks or months or years. Like I said, it's just a little teeny bit. And part of that is so that I can like digest the information before I have to start answering questions to my team. So just know that. I always think people always say, well, you should talk to Stampin' Up! About this. And I'm like, please. They will for sure listen to any demonstrator, and we have a suggestion box. And by the way, here's what I did here when I was at the home office from a whole bunch of different departments is they look at every single piece of information that comes into that suggestion box. It used to be called the sandbox if you're a demonstrator, and know that they look at every single thing that is shared with other people. So the other thing to know is that while they look at all of that information, they cannot make a change like that because they work like 2 years in advance. So while you have a wonderful opportunity to share, and they love to hear from us, all of us, about what we like or don't like, they can't just fix it immediately. It takes time to implement all of these things. So they do a really great job, and they are really interested in hearing from us. So I would encourage many of you watching, I know our demonstrators, if you have ideas or suggestions, make sure you share them with Stampin' Up! They want to hear from you. Whether you are a discount shopper, a hobbyist, a happy stamper, or a business builder, or anywhere in between, they want to hear from you, and your input is valuable to them. So make sure you share that. I know I had some suggestions while we were there, so it was really always the end. And I will say they did write a couple notes down. A few people did that we talked to, so that was sweet. And then somebody asked how long I've been a demonstrator. It is 24 years. 24 years. I can't believe I've done this silly little, I don't want to say silly because I mean that kind of jokingly, but I can't believe I've done this for that long. So anyway, so let's see. Oh, Joy, I love this. She said, I've sent in ideas and they have been and have seen products that seem to be responsive to those. I know, right? They do listen. They really do listen. I wholeheartedly believe that they listen. So yeah. And then, okay, so because you know I'm kind of classy, I'm going to say, someone just said it's almost as long as I've been married. The only thing I've done longer than Stampin' Up! Is my husband. Okay, sorry. I couldn't help it. Okay. Anywho. So, it was a great trip all around, for sure. For sure. And actually, I have to show you this necklace. This is really special. So this was our last little pillow gift. And also, man, I forgot to bring my purse. I got a new purse. But this is really sweet. This was our last gift, and it's a little bar, 4 sides, and one side has Stampin' Up! The another side says 2 million, because this was my 2 million achievement. Another side has my start date. And then the last side has the date I hit my milestone. So my 2 million milestone. So that was super duper cool. And then actually, and let me flip my camera around because I've got a couple other visuals to share with you. And also my desk is not totally neat and tidy. So And I got to get some of my class projects off of here because I was working on that earlier. Okay, so hold on. Okay. Ooh. All right. We're mostly clean. We'll just take a sip of the Diet Coke. I did not mean to quite talk as long as I did. So like, we got little cards. So let's see. Okay. So this was the first one. Welcome to this special celebration. We're glad you're here, Shelly and Sarah. And Shelly wrote this because I recognize her writing, but Sarah also signed it. So these are these cute little pocket tags that were in our room. And then, oh, I put that one in there to keep it nice. Okay, so this was the bag this was for my bag, which was really cool. By the way, this little butterfly came off, so there we go. Oh, I love those butterflies. So this was the tag we got, or this was with our purse. So I got a Kate Spade purse. I love it. I think I shared pictures somewhere. I don't know. If not, I need to do like all my pictures at some point. Okay, I did that one already. Then this one said, did you love seeing behind the scenes of The Office and all that delicious chocolate and cheese before dinner? So that was really fun. And then, ooh, I wonder if the card came out, because this was the card that was like the best one. Oh no, here's another one. I don't know what is up with that. I think this is it. We're excited to gift you with this custom necklace engraved with 2 very special dates, the day you became a demonstrator and the day you achieved your million sales milestone. It's such a pleasure celebrating you. Aww. So that is cool. So all of these were on the little gifts we received, except for one gift that we got when we were at the home office. And I was trying to put mine back together, but it wasn't going very well. So let's see. I think I have a picture of it, but this was at my little lunch spot. So anyway, so isn't that cool? Yeah. And then it has either a photopolymer or a rubber stamp, so I can use whichever I prefer. And then there's also like an engraved stamp. So we got all of that. So cool. Also, I have to giggle. Somebody said I got in at the ground floor of Stampin' Up. I did not, actually. I got in at 10 years after they were a company. I'm not a part of the ground floor level at all. So let's make sure we're speaking correctly about things. I'm not part of the ground floor. My upline was her demonstrator number is 600 something. My demonstrator number is 18,000. So yep, not actually on the ground floor, but I've been around long enough, I guess, huh? So anyway, I thought this was a really cool gift. And it was tied all pretty with this bow and that tag. But did I put the tag back in? Yeah, I did. But it also, what I thought was really cool. So this is one of our these are treat bags that are in the catalog. And then this is, embossed with gold just on that portion, which I thought was really cool that they did that. So, and then this is from the Fitting Florets. So isn't that pretty? I love the black and white and gold. So cool. So, you got a 2 million or a 1 million or a 3 million, and there's actually a 4 million person there. So one of those, which was really cool. All right. And then, okay, so then this is another cool thing. I got my name badge for work at the home office. So this is kind of like the employees have, which is sort of cool. I got one of these last time too, but it's always fun. And then when we got to our room, by the way, we had this big old basket of stuff that had like popcorn and trail mix and all kinds of yummies. So that was really sweet. Then this is so cool, you guys. One of the departments we got to visit was demonstrator support. And they're like, when you call the Stampin' Up! 800 number, there's all the people who call or who answer our calls. They came in to see us. We got a tour of their department, which was really cool. And obviously they do a lot to help us in our business. And so they gave us a card and they all signed it, which I thought was so cool. So that was really sweet that they gave us cards, and so fun. And then Alex, he made us cupcakes. So if you ever talk to Alex, tell him you heard about the cupcakes. So that was really sweet. They were so cute. He had them all decorated. I shared a picture of that and a bunch of people commented who ate the cupcake. And the answer to that, my friends, was me. I ate it. So there you go. Okay. Do I have anything else? I don't think so. So those were the highlights. All right. Now, a few things to mention. First off, I have 2 classes coming out yet this month, the Sea Turtle Creativity to Go Kit, and we are going to make a really cool project with this in just a little bit here. This features the Sea Turtle stamp set, which is such a great stamp set, and I love it. It's just so pretty, and it reminds me of spring break. So I'm excited. We also have our Pedal Park online class. Now, this is a class that I do with my besties, Barb and Kelly, and we have such awesome projects. Oh my gosh, you guys, they are really, really fabulous. I hope you will join us for this class because they are so, so good. Now, both of these classes will be posted on our Stamp Happy Academy website, where we post 4 classes per month. This is a subscription website that you can join, and it is geared to inspire you and help you in your creative endeavors and make them all make them go really wonderfully. And it is a great, great value. We put a ton of work into our website, and we would love to inspire you. We are so loving this website too. And if you go to our Facebook page, you can see all the information. We actually did an open house about a month ago or so, and there were really helpful videos kind of explaining how the whole thing works. So check that out. And then when you order in my online store, you can get a free PDF when you place a purchase of $50 or more, or you can purchase this for $15, which is just an awesome deal. And thank you, Bonnie. We are so glad that you love Stamp Happy Academy. We love inspiring you. I would say it is our passion project, most for sure. So that's what's going on. One other thing, and I guess I have not printed off a sheet for this, but I have a watercolor stamp camp coming up in April. And if you would like to be a part of it, I cannot recommend it enough. It's going to be so much fun. It's a special event that I am doing. And it was pretty much, y'all liked the first one I did about a year ago so much. So I'm going to do another one, and I'm really looking forward to it. So with that said, I think we should start off. Our first project should be watercoloring. And actually, I'm going to put my stamp on this block right here, and we are going to do a little watercolor. Now I've got, yes, here are my goodies. So I'm going to start with some watercolor paper, and this is Fluid 100 paper, and I'm going to stamp in some, let's see, I don't even remember the name of the stamp set. It's the one with the rainbow, Covered in Sunshine. So I'm going to take the Covered in Sunshine stamp set and stamp it on my Fluid 100 paper. Now to do that, I want to use my Essentials embossing kit. I'm going to put the embossing buddy on there to treat my paper. And then I'm going to stamp this with some Versamark ink. Ooh, throwing things around. And then we're going to stamp this on there. Now you can emboss this with whatever powder you want. You could do gold, you could do clear, you could do white, you could do black, you could do whatever you want, except I'm going to do white because that's what I have out. And we are just going to emboss this, heat emboss. Looks good. Just cover everything, and then we'll get our little heater out. And y'all are saying hi to Barb, so she must be on here. Hi, my bestie Barb. I was just thinking, we haven't been to your house in a while. We need to change that. I know I said that a couple months ago, but I'm really excited because we're all going to Norway. It's nice to have things to look forward to. But we haven't had a trip to Barb's house in a while, so we got to figure that out. Okay, so there we go. Now it's hard to see on here, but there we go. Does anyone know how the shape is created for the tags with the pockets? Oh, they just cut and glued that. That's not, so they just put white cardstock, scored a little tab, and created the tag. It's not cut fancy in any way. They might have used like our punch. This is a punch we have that you punches corners, but otherwise it's not anything fancy. It's just a tag with a flap glued to it. So yeah, nothing super fancy there. Ooh, the tail of this is not quite heated. There we go. Okay. Just checking. All right, so now what I want to do is take and watercolor over my words to create a really beautiful look. And there's so many options. So I thought I would go with kind of a non-traditional color scheme. So I'm going to go with Calypso Coral, Orchid Oasis, and I need one other color. I'm thinking maybe So Saffron. Yeah. Ooh, I like this. So I'm going to take those three colors and I'm going to do a little watercolor background. Now, whenever I do watercoloring, I like to have like a rag here to, woo, sorry, that was my embossing gun falling. So I like to have a little scrap here. I also find it's helpful to have like some grid paper underneath. So I love using my mini grid paper for this. It's just so easy. All right, so I'm gonna take and get some water flowing through my brush. Now to pick up the color, I'm gonna go here, and I just want to go kind of lightly. I'm gonna even squeeze this together just a little bit. I'm gonna go lightly over the outer rung of words. Okay, now that I kind of have that down, let's get a little more water going. Okay, so I just can't tell you what okay, so that's my first rung of color. Now, here's a little tip for you. We want to make sure that this does not bleed with the next color because purple plus Calypso Coral might not be the color we want. So we're going to let this dry a little bit, or we're going to try and force it to dry by doing this really quick. Okay. When colors next to one another are wet, they tend to bleed and then they will mix to form another color. Sometimes that color's pretty, like these two together are going to be pretty and that's not a problem. But purple and coral might not be the prettiest of colors, just saying. And now that I say that, I'm putting a little more color on here just because I can't leave well enough alone, can I? Okay, so, but I think the edge here is pretty close to being dry. So then I'm going to pick up some Calypso Coral. Let me squeeze my ink pad to the lid. Now, if you don't have the hand strength to squeeze, don't worry. Just take a block and like touch the pad to your block and you can pick up color that way. Now I'm gonna go with my other water brush because I don't want this to be quite as wide as this next pass. And I'm going to get just a little bit more water. Okay, so here we go. Got a little narrower swath of color on here. And you can see they're not bleeding into each other, which is good. That's what we want. Make sure everything stays nice. And then I'm going to clean the color out of my water painter. I'm just squeezing the water out till it kind of runs clear. We're good. And then our last color is going to be some of the So Saffron. And voila. And we need a little more color. Oh, there we go. All right. Now on this one, if the colors blend, ooh, I got a little carried away with my water. That's no big deal. We can handle these two colors bleeding and blending because they're going to go really nicely together. Like that. Okay. And look at how pretty that is. It's so easy. So you can see that didn't actually take a great deal of watercolor skill. I just picked up some color from my ink pad and put it down over my stamped or embossed image. So pretty. Oh my gosh, Joy, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know what? If it makes you feel better, I was trying to open a can of peanuts yesterday and I could not do it. I mean, like I was like cranking on it and I didn't think my hands were weak, but then I asked Carl to do it for me and he was like, and I'm like, ugh! So clearly I had loosened it for him, which is probably what happened to you. I mean, I'm just going to venture a guess, right? Okay, so now I love the look of this. By the way, watercolor paper is so good at leaving that kind of watercolory look. Oh, so pretty. Now, I want to do just a little more to this. One of my favorite techniques in watercoloring, or one of my favorite techniques in stamping is to spritz like with a marker. So I can actually spritz with water, just water. And to do that, I'm going to I want to squeeze so that there's a decent amount of water. My brush is pretty juicy, if you will. And then what I'm going to do is just tap this. Now, unlike other things, you don't have to tap too hard. I'm just going to kind of tap to get some water coming out. Okay, maybe you got to tap a little harder. Since I don't, okay, let's get something to smack it against. Usually I have that. A pair of scissors ought to do it. Okay, all the spritzes are like down here. They're not up here. Let's see if we can try this once again. There we go. Okay, so I've got some water on here. I'm going to find a clean area of my towel, which this should be pretty good. And then I'm going to touch my towel on here, and that lifts the color. And you might not see a lot of it, but there's little speckles all over here. And if you want more, you can certainly do more. You can also do this with ink. There we go. That was a bit more. Let's find another clean spot. By the way, paper towel works really well for this, but I happen to just have this towel handy here. Okay, so now you can see there's all kinds of little speckles on here, and that just gives it kind of a fun look, which I like. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my radiating stitched dies, And go ahead and die cut this like so. Give me one sec. There we go. How awesome is this? So cool. So we've got that piece. Now we have, of course, we can put this together onto a card. So I've got a card base that is, help, what color is this? Orchid Oasis. So, now I've heard a lot of people talk about colors. What is the one color you just cannot stand? Like, what color would not bother you if it left? Let me know in the comments. And if you say Coastal Cabana, we can still be friends, but I might not like you as much. So is there a color that you just like never ever use? And then I'll tell you what color it is for me. I have a couple. And I will tell you one of them is not a popular answer. So, I'm giggling at the answers here. Let's see. Okay, there's a really interesting list. Thank you. I don't think anybody has said Coastal Cabana yet, so I really appreciate that. Not Flying Up Brushy Brides, Mango Baby Puke Melody. What? It's one of my favorite colors. I love that color. It goes so nicely with Coastal Cabana too. Sahara, I think she meant to say Sahara Sand. Yeah. Magenta Madness is not a color, so you're good. Sweet Sorbet will be staying for another year because it's still a current in color, so don't worry. Okay, so I will say my least favorite color, probably the color I use the very least is excuse me. I would say Mary Merlot. That's a color I just never, I would use it like during the holidays, but that's about it. Sahara Sand is another color I just never use, really. I think it's because I love crumb cake and it's super close to crumb cake. Someone else said Poppy Parade. I love Poppy Parade. I would say another color I don't use very much either. And again, it's just because I used to use it, but I don't anymore. And that's Blushing Bride. I think the ink has kind of shifted towards brown. And so it's just not as good a color as it used to be, I guess. So anyway, interesting question. I love hearing what y'all have to say. Keep them coming. I'm with you. I really struggle with pinks because we have Petal Pink and Blushing Bride, and I don't really like either of them. So, and they definitely don't work together. We used to have two pinks that worked together, and that was great. But we don't have that right now. So it's kind of a bummer. And that's one thing I would love to see them change. Let's see. A lot of you have said, Poppy Parade. I actually really like that color. So that's kind of funny. And then another color. Now I would say it's not that I don't like this. I just don't use it very often. And that is Shaded Spruce. I use it in the holidays and that's about it, one of those things. So yeah, interesting. It's very interesting to hear your color thoughts. You love Mango Melody. Wish there was a blend. I know there isn't one because I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, because it's been a long time, there's a they couldn't get a color for it that was different enough from the color they already had, which is Daffodil Delight. So they didn't warrant having another marker, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's what they told us, but it was years ago. Okay. Ooh. Well, y'all have a lot of comments about this, so it's really interesting to hear. Now, Mossy Meadow, that is a color I actually do like a lot. But it is a tricky color, isn't it? For lack of a better description. Okay, so now I took one of the larger dies and die cut a layer of my orchid. Gosh, why can't I say orchid? Whew. Orchid Oasis, not Opulence. And I die cut just a layer of this, and I'm going to adhere it to my card. Okay. And then, you know what color I really miss that we used to have a long time ago? Mango reminds me of it. It was called, let me think of this. I can't remember. Mango reminds me of it, but it was like it was like a really nice yellowish, almost leaning orangey color. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, I don't remember. Yes, this is the same thing. Margaret asked if when we were in Utah, could I buy supplies directly to avoid shipping? Well, I didn't want to, so, because I'd still have to figure out how to get it home. So no. No, not Starfruit. Summer Sun. I bet that, no, not Summer Sun. Not Summer Sun. It was in color. Let's see. Not the peach one. Not Summer Sun. It was like one of the very first rounds of, one of the very, very first rounds of In Colors, if not the first round. Like, remember Cool Caribbean? That was my favorite color. No, not pineapple. It was like not Peekaboo Peach, not Only Orange, not Yo-Yo Yellow. Nope. It was an In Color. And I want to say Summer was in the name, but not Summer Starfruit, because that was something else. Marigold Morning, that could be it. Marigold Morning, was that it? Maybe. It could be. That could be it. Marigold Morning. I'm pretty sure that was it. Oh, I love that color. Okay, anyway, back to my card. Man, we are not really doing well today as far as getting things done. Anyway, okay, so obviously I'm going to pop this layer up. Now, here's the interesting thing, or at least I think you'll find this interesting. I was trying to decide what ribbon to use, and I think I'm going to actually use this natural finish ribbon and just put this on below. Now, here's why I'm choosing that, because I like to give you some helpful tidbits on some of my choices. Not all of them, but some of them. I was thinking a white, first of all, I was thinking like, oh, do we have ribbons that match? Well, yes, we do have the metallic weave ribbon, but it was too thin for this card. That's a thinner ribbon, and this needs a little bigger ribbon, in my opinion. And then I was thinking, oh, we've got white ribbon. That might work. But this is on our Fluid 100 paper, which is not true white. It's kind of a off-whitish color. So then I was like, ooh, all of our gifts had lots of this natural trim ribbon on them. In fact, I didn't even take all of it home with me, but they looked so nice. And so I thought, ooh, that would be kind of cool. So that is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to leave this really, really simple, because I think whenever something is watercolored, that makes it fancy. And we'll just put that on there, and there we go. Now I could, if I wanted to, add a little embellishment to it. And I'm thinking about it, but I can't find the embellishment I want to use. I bet it's out somewhere. My desk is not clean. I will just tell you that right now. Let's just say there was no panic cleaning today. Actually, there was panic cleaning this morning, but I didn't panic clean in preparation for you guys, and so my desk is messy. But I wanted to put like some butterflies on here, but I can't find them. This is such a problem, isn't it? Darn it. Usually when I want to do that, I can find more. I have more than one package, and I can still make it. Oh, wait. I found them. I was going to say, I know I saw them earlier today. Okay. So I thought putting some butterflies on here might be kind of fun. Gosh, I love these dang butterflies. Here's what I love about them is they're really thin. And so the post office doesn't get angry when you put them on a project. You know what I mean? They will still ship them. That is just the right thing. Oh, maybe one more. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, how cute. Okay, so there we go. You know what? Another color we had, was it Hello Honey? It had honey in the name. I really like that color too. There we go. Oh, such a fun card, I think. Hopefully you guys think so too. Okay. Gosh, I have a little tickle in my throat. I feel like I sucked in crumbs or something, but I haven't had anything to eat lately. And I had a salad for lunch because let's just say Stampin' Up! Had a lot of treats, and so I thought I'd be a good girl and have salad. There you go. All right. Now, our next card is, this is going to be kind of a, well, fun fold might be an exaggeration, but it's going to be a cute card. It's not a fun fold. I don't know what I was saying. But it will be a cute card. Well, I try to only make cute cards, let's be honest. But so I'm going to take, I've got a half sheet cut the long way, and I'm going to score this at 5.5 inches to fold it into half, as one does. Now, the other thing I'm going to do to this is I'm going to, well, I pre-cut a piece of, this is Night of Navy cardstock. I pre-die cut that with our Border Basics dies. Here's all of the ones except the one I used because that is somewhere else. It is right here next to my Big Shot. Oh! Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Naughty Dina. So there we go. This is such a great set of dies, and I kind of sometimes forget about using it, so I had to pull it out. Anyway. So I'm just going to attach this to the very top of my card. Now, I thought about doing this, but I cut it wrong. And the reason I say that, I needed to cut it just a little longer, with a little bit more, and then I could have made it a fold over. I could have put it right here and then had it fold over the back and then made this kind of a fun fold, but we're just going to go with this. Okay. All right. That's why I said it was a fun fold, but then I realized I didn't leave enough room to make it a fun fold. All right, now I also got all excited about attaching this, but I need to stamp first. So we're just gonna casually lift that off. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so we're gonna use the Sea Turtle stamp set for this. And so I'm going to take and stamp some of these bubbles. Now, ooh, that apparently had water on it. Okay, we might have to wait for a minute because somehow I got water all over my card. But let me grab, where is my grid paper? I just had it. Well, for heaven's sakes, I just used it. Seriously, you guys, my desk is not clean right now. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I want to stamp on here, and I'm going to use some Bermuda Bay with my Bermuda Bay card base. And we'll just stamp, these are like little bubbles, okay? And I'll stamp some there, and then I'll stamp some more over here, like that. Maybe just a little more in that very, very corner. Okay, then I'm also going to take, this is a reversible set, so I can use this in 2 directions. So I'm going to start with one, this more solid direction. By the way, here's the sea turtle stamp set. And what I want to do is stamp kind of some of this. We're stamping off. And we're just stamping some of these little seaweed thingies in the background. And we'll flip this around so they're not all exactly the same. Like that. Okay. There we go. So that's just creating a little bit of a background. Then I'm going to take and clean this with my chamois. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this over. Now, a couple tips on this. When you flip it over and your block is all wet and the rubber or the photopolymer is all wet, it's not going to stamp very well. So make sure to either use the other side of your block that's dry, and make sure your stamp is dry before you start in on it. It's just a little tip for you. Okay, now we're going to use the detailed side of this, and we can stamp these full strength. We can stamp them stamped off, what have you. And so that's just creating kind of some fun looks. And you can see I'm switching up the direction on here, and that just kind of fills in a little seaweed in the background. Okay, then we have what can only be described as like the cutest little sea turtle ever. And we're going to stamp one of those here in the middle, like that. So he's just off swimming in the background. Okay, now I can put this back on. Oh wait, no I can't. Kidding. Sorry. I need my fish. Maybe I didn't mount the fish. I thought I did, but maybe not. Huh? I did not mount the fish. They're still in here. Okay. So then I'm going to stamp my fish in here as well. Okay, so we'll have some fish swimming, and we're going to cover up some of this so you won't see all of this. It won't be too much. I'm going to stamp off a layer and put some more fish right there. So there's kind of some swimming back in the distance. Okay, now we're going to put this on. And now you can see our little fishies. Actually, I'm going to stamp, since we covered up all the other ones. There we go. So we've got a vivid background going. Oh, so cool. I love the look of all of this. Okay, and I'm going to leave this plain because we've got kind of a lot happening here. So I'll leave that a little bit more plain. Now what I want to do next is take and stamp my big turtle. And what did I do with my big turtle? Oh boy, this is, oh, here it is. I was going to say, this is just kind of how my day is going. Okay, so I've got my big turtle here on a large block, and I have the solid side out first. So I'm going to stamp that in some soft seafoam ink on my soft seafoam cardstock. Like that. Okay, so there it is. Now, once again, I'm going to clean this. Okay, and we're going to dry it off so that it will stick to my block. So I'm just wiping the excess water off. and then repositioning it on my block, which is dry. I tested it. You know how sometimes your chamois is kind of wet. Okay. Then I'm going to stamp this with some Garden Green ink. So we've got Soft Seafoam and Garden Green, which I think are going to be really cool together. Okay. And then we're going to line this right up on top of the image we just stamped. And I'm actually standing up because this is a big image and I want it to look good. By the way, if you could all give me the thumbs up if you're enjoying my video, I'd really appreciate it. That would rock my world. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. And yes, I'm fussy cutting it, but it's not too complicated because we don't actually need the whole thing. So what I want to do is attach this to, and you know what, maybe actually I rethought this and decided not, because I cut this out of, oh boy, we might be redoing this, but never fear. Okay, well actually we got to clean that off first. Da, 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 da. Sometimes I can't even remember my own plans. Okay, let's wipe this off. I'm sitting here going, what is my third card? Is it easy or is it complicated? It's easy, spoiler alert. Okay, here we go. It's all coming back to me now. I knew there was a reason. So I'm going to do this on my circle, which I die cut with my Layering Circles dies. Now I'm going to clean it. Then I'm going to dry it off and flip it. Okay, then I'm going to put it back on. Da-da-da, and then I'm going to use my Garden Green for realsies. Now, one tip on doing this is if you want your image to remain crisp, like when you look at this, it kind of feathered a little bit. It's not super crisp. It's sort of feathery. What you can do is actually heat this up to dry the ink a little bit, because if the ink is dry, it will stamp crisper than if the ink was wet. Okay, so let me just put a little bit more on here. Okay, now I'm going to line this up right on top. See if I can do a better job of stamping than I did the first time. Oh, so awesome. Okay, and I might add, it's definitely crisper looking. Do you see the difference? Now, part of this is because I'm stamping it on basic white cardstock versus colored cardstock, but you know, it's a little bit crisper. Okay, now I'm going to layer this onto a scallop circle to coordinate. Again, same Layering Circles dies. Just got to find me some adhesive. Okay, now I'm also going to take, we've got this, actually, I'm going to use this instead. This is the Night of Navy bordered ribbon. Oh, so pretty. And trying to decide, should I just put it on here? Yeah, I think I'll do that. You know, I'm a big fan of the zigzag. So cute. So we'll attach this on here like so. And then I'm going to pop this up onto my card. Because, well, hello, I mean, let's be honest. Obviously, we're popping this up. And then I'm going to use just a couple more to kind of seal in my ribbon to make sure it doesn't move on me.
Okay. Da, da, da. And I probably should have, well, I want my, well, that'll work. I was going to say I want my my little turtle to be kind of at an angle, not coming at you straight. So there we go. Now, we're going to stamp on the inside too. I just needed to grab a layer for that. And for the inside, I'm going to stamp that little turtle again because he's just so stinking cute. So I'm going to stamp one in Bermuda like that. And then another one in, what's this? Soft sea foam. Oh, so cute. And then one more over here in garden green. And how cute is that? Oh. So there we go. We'll put that on the inside. And then, of course, we need a sentiment for this. So I am thinking, what do we want to say here? I like the word celebrating you from One Happy Family. This is just such a nice set with lots of different sentiments and fun fonts, and they're all small words, which I like. And I'm going to pull out just a little scrap of white, or actually, I think I might stamp this on my scrap of soft sea foam. And then, and I'm going to trim it really quick. Like that. Now this just happens to be at an angle, and I kind of like that. So we'll throw that on there like that. Ah, perfect. And then last but not least, I want to embellish just a little. Trying to decide what to embellish with. Probably just some iridescent rhinestones because I'm good with that. Okay. Da, 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 da. And one down here. Okay. So there we go. Oh, I just love these little turtles. They're so cute. So this is pretty fun. And the set is really easy to work with. I love these bubbles, by the way. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. What is the light color blue background paper? Light colored blue background paper. I didn't use background paper. This is Bermuda Bay, and then this is Night of Navy. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. It is a really happy card. Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a super cute card or super cute set, and I highly recommend it. So there you go. All right. Oh, the little turtle emoji. I love it. Cute. Okay, so my last card is I wanted to, and give me a second while I close these ink pads and clear off my space, because let's just call it what it is. We've got a mess on our hands at this point. I really love these. My every month I do make and takes for my team, and this was what we used for that last month, and they were such cute cards. So this month I wanted to use this again, or this month I wanted to show you, or oh my gosh, today I wanted to show you these. Ugh. None of this is coming out the way it sounds in my head. Okay, so this is, let me show you this because it's kind of hidden almost. It's in a place where you might not be like, oh, look at that. Okay, so it's the very last product page, you know, of before like the index kind of section. Anyway, so it's the Enjoy the Adventures Memory and More card pack, and then Enjoy the Adventures Memory and More cards and envelopes. So you can do, of course, memory keeping with these, or my personal favorite thing to do is to make cards with them. So this set is just so easy to work with. And I've got a brand new package of these cards and envelopes that I am excited to open up and show you. The cards and envelopes are super cute. And by the way, you could use them for whatever. Like it wouldn't have to just be with these Memory and More cards, but they totally coordinate. They're a little bigger. The cards are 4x6 folded. And I'm trying to open this so that I can put everything back in here. There we go. And so you've got these really cute envelopes that coordinate. They're black and white. And of course, you know, I'm a big fan of the black and white. All right. Then we've got 2 colors of cards. We've got this with Petal Pink and Mango Melody and maybe Daffodil Delight. And then this with probably, I don't know if this is mint or probably mint, macaron, and balmy blue, or it could be soft succulent. Does it say? I don't know. It does not say. Anyway, so I think it's mint because it's a little brighter color. But I love these cards. So let's pull out one of each, and then we'll get 2 envelopes. They have the envelopes to fit because they are a little bigger than our standard envelopes because the cards are a little bigger. Okay, now what I love about this is I have like about a half of a set, if that, here, probably not even. And all my stuff just tipped over because my desk is messy. It's a good thing you can't see the reality. So we've got, there's some stickers. There's some 4x6 sized cards. And then there's, and by the way, again, I only have just part of a package of this right here. Then there's some of these cards that are so cute. So you can, and they're double-sided. So you can use them as is. You can cut them down. You can do whatever you want. Ooh, thanks so much. Yay. I love that. Enjoy the adventure. Thinking of you. That's sweet. You're the best. I like that too. I'm just like pulling. Thrilled for you. That's really sweet. Wow. Ooh, gosh, these are good. And then we've got these pieces. I love the thank you. Let's celebrate. So fun. Aren't these? Can't thank you enough. Okay. And then we've got some stickers. So there's a little doggy that's super cute. Okay, so let's start with one of these. Now, what I love about this is just makes card making so quick and easy. Okay, so my first card, I've got You're the Best. And I feel like we could just stick a little sticker on here that says remember. All right, and then we could put a little ribbon on here to add a little sparkle. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just pop this up. And this is a card. Like, how easy is that? So this is like for people who just don't have time. It's also really fun for memory keeping, but So these fit in the little pockets that go with our album. Okay, so there we go. Remember, you're the best. Like literally, that's it. Da, da, da. Ooh, I know what I could do. I could put a little touch of this ribbon right here. I just wanted to add a little sparkle to this, you know? So we'll cut that at a nice angle. And then I do happen to have a little mini stapler here. We used to carry this way back in the day, and we're just gonna pop that up and staple this on because we can. There we go. Aww. Ooh, that was a nice touch. So easy. We're done. That's it. That's all that there is for this card. Super simple. Okay, another one. Since, I mean, that took like no time. Let's do another one. And I really like either one of these. Thinking of you or thank you so much. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, so that's super cute. I'm going to take some of my variegated ribbon and we'll just tie this on. You wouldn't have to tie this on, but I just wanted to add a little something something. I'm just going to tie a knot, not even a bow. Anybody can tie a knot. It was really funny. Carl was saying, did I have a hard time learning how to tie my shoes when I was a kid? And I was like, I don't remember that. I don't know. I remember thinking you were going to college in diapers, but I don't think this was a problem for you. But maybe it was, because, you know, the shoes back then were like all like Velcro, so they didn't have the opportunity to tie their shoes. He's like, did we really work on it one summer? I was like, wow. Apparently you do really forget all those things. I could not remember any of that. Okay, now here's where it's gonna get good. So we're gonna pop this up. And then I'm gonna take some of the little stickers from my kit here, or from my sticker sheet, and embellish. And take and put like a star right there, a star right here, and another star right there. So how fun is that? Thank you so much. Oh, so easy. Oh, okay. And then I really like this thinking of you. But what if I ran out of cards? I just happen to have a balmy blue card base sitting right here. It's ready to go. Okay. And it's 3x4. Just looking to see if there's any. Ooh. And I could put this on here like that. Do you see what I'm doing? Or like that. Yeah. I like this side better, but I'm just wondering, is there anything else? This would work. Actually, that might look a little nicer. Gotta look at both sides. Okay. I don't know if I like that. I might skip it. Well, anyway. Ooh, I know. I'll just take a piece of black cardstock. This is just a piece I have sitting in my pack of scraps. Let's trim this down to be 3 1/4 inches. Like so. So it'll stick out, and you can see this is just a piece I grabbed, so it's not even the right exact dimensions or anything, but I'm gonna just adhere that. And these are just such easy cards to put together. And I think a lot of them are really nice for masculine cards. You know, they're not too fancy or complicated. I didn't mean to grab my Seal Plus, but here we are. This card is not coming apart. But look at, that's just such a sweet, easy to make card. No stamping involved, which is kind of fun. You know, I'm a big fan of stamping, but this is kind of cool. Ooh, I just thought of something that might be super cute on this. In the background. Okay, we're going to stamp on this just a little. Bear with me one moment. And y'all are probably going to be like, oh, I was wondering what to do with that set. Okay, so we're going to take the Stitchery stamp set, which I've used some of these, but not all of them. And we're going to stamp the background. Okay, so I'm just going to take 3 pretty much random stamps from this set. And trying to grab a block out of my drawer. Oh, this is a block. I must have used something weird to clean it, and that was a bad choice. But I'm just going to put these stamps on here, and they're probably not straight, and that's fine. But I'm just lining them up on my block all together. Okay. And I'm going to use some Memento ink and just stamp these going down to create the background. And just need my grid paper because we're going to go off the edge. Like so. Ooh, we really went off the edge. Okay, I keep thinking I'm alternating this, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. No, there we got it. Okay, so there is our background. And then we're going to pop this up over the top. And how fun is that? Oh. There we go. We could add embellishments to it if you wanted. I don't even know if we need anything. I've got these out, so I guess I could put some on here. No, I think I'm gonna leave it. I think it's good as is. So there you go. So easy. And that was the Stitchery stamp set, which I love this, but I haven't used it a whole lot, and I think it's pretty fun, so I like this. I think I saw, you know what made me think of it is I saw a really cute card with it the other day by one of Stampin' Up's concept artists, and I was thinking I needed to pull it out. So all right, so let me show you the cards I made today. We kind of got some bonus here at the end. We started with a little watercoloring. And I will just say, if you're not signed up for my watercolor stamp camp, you are missing out. Sign up immediately. If you don't have the link, drop me an email, I'll send it to you. Then we made a super cute turtle card, and y'all were like, ooh, that turtle set is pretty cute. You're correct. It is. Look at those little baby turtles. Oh, love it. Then we got our Memories and More cards and envelopes out and made some, I can just say, super duper quick cards from the pack. No stamping involved. And then this one, we brought in a little stamping. And how fun is that? So, oh, I love this. Now, of course, I would be so excited if you gave me the thumbs up. That really helps so much. Also, if you would like to purchase any of the supplies I used today, that really makes a huge difference to me. If you would like to, please shop my online store. There's links in the description of this video for all of that business. And I will get these posted on my blog for you tomorrow. Don't forget to register for classes and check out the card challenge that I have on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave Facebook group. and you could be entered to win a drawing for a free bundle, which will happen the week after next. So you still have a little time. And that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for stamping with me. I had the best time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys.